Hello, everyone. Welcome to my video. My name is Travis Garrison. Uh, First off, I want to give my Creator all the honor, glory, and praise. He's been with me every day of my life since I was 5 years old. When I came into this world, it seemed like I came in at 5 years old. I know I was born in Mena, Arkansas and stuff, but I don't remember my first 4 years, but that's because of stuff that was given to me as a child called antibiotics, because they wanted to kill my memory cells of my we have memory cells from our ancestors inside our DNA. They want to kill that. Antibio, when you break words down into prefixes and suffixes, you see where they come from. Sometimes you have to go down to the specific letter to understand what a word might mean. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I'm going to read you a scripture here. It is Genesis 3 and 15. When Adam and Eve fell in the garden, God went to Satan and told Satan, I will put enmity between, which means war, between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. That means offspring. The seed means offspring. All right. And he told, my computer's a little slow, so y'all have to bear with me. Genesis 3 and 15. He will crush your head and you will bruise his heel. I will make you and the woman hate each other. This is a different version. Her offspring and yours will always be enemies. That's basically, a different version. All right. Over here in Stellarium, I'm going to show you something here. Let me go back a little bit. Y'all remember, I done a video about Enki. That's our creator's Enki. He's the one that was on the top of the stone tablets with the Ten Commandments. Enki, that was the Ten Commandments back then. That was the law. Now we're under grace. We're not under that law no more like that. We're under grace. Jesus Christ paid the price for us. So anyway, but the sky, God says there'll be sign in the sun, moon, and stars. The heavens declare his glory, and the night uttereth speech. So they're talking to us through frequencies. If your ears are ringing, you're hearing the word. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. The frequency. Um, so I'm gonna try to do a video on that frequency ringing in the ears, because mine's done it for 25 years. I went to the doctor for it, and they just doctor patted me on the back, said some people's ears just ring, and that wasn't. He knew what was going on. He was our regular doctor back then. I don't go to the doctor no more. All right, this is. I'm gonna show you Inky come into the picture here during this whole. This is this year of May the 10th. Let me go back a little further here so you can see what Mercury does. Mercury is a messenger. All right. Y'all remember the verse. All right. Y'all see Mercury right here. I want you to watch what Mercury does. He's going to come down and he's going to. Cetus is the sea monster, a sea serpent. This is about crushing his head, the serpent's head, because he's a sea serpent. Mercury comes in and sends a message to Satan. We're in the time of the end, folks. He comes in and he goes down and he letting Cetus, the sea monster, the sea serpent, know he's fixing to get his head crushed. So that's what's going on here. So here we go. Mercury goes on out. Here comes the king planet. Jupiter is the king planet. It is Zeus. It is representative of Jesus Christ. Now I know a lot of people don't agree with that because of the myths and things like that, but all these mythical stories, the Norse, the Greeks, the Romans, they all had these mythologies. It was a version. All the stories seem that they have the same theme to them that you hear. And it's about Jesus Christ that came and paid the price, sacrificed his self for our redemption. Okay. Okay, you see that on 617, Jupiter is beginning to crush the head of the sea serpent. And he goes ahead and he crushes the head. Mercury's done went there and told him that his head was being crushed. All right. But now Venus, on my homepage, I've got my main video about Venus. It's a star. Jesus is the bright and morning star. Venus represents Jesus Christ. On my video on that star, you'll look and there's a scroll across that star. It looks like a scroll, the old writing scrolls. It is in Revelation. There's not John went to heaven and he said nobody was worthy to open the scrolls except for Jesus Christ, the only one. So that's when you look at that video, you'll see there's a scroll on that video of mine where I've recorded that star, being a star, several times like that. So anyway, folks, we're in a war down here. I don't care what anybody says. We're in a war, and it's coming to an end, and it's coming into an end pretty quick. I don't know, a year or 2 years, whatever, but I believe it's coming soon. And but watch what Venus does. Venus goes into the Leo, the line of the tribe of Judah, and there's Mars, the war, the red dragon. Elon Musk is telling us, Elon Musk, the elites of this world know more than we do about the symbolism of the Bible. The Bible is all symbolism, about symbolism and DNA, your DNA. The flood happened because the flesh of men had become so corrupt with fallen angel DNA that they were on the evil continually. And people say that God's a murdering God. No, God created his Noah had the perfect blood. The genealogy hadn't been corrupted. His genes, genealogy means genes. Generation has the word gene in it. Noah's genes were perfect, him and his family. So they escaped the wrath that's coming on this earth, that came on this earth. But I don't know what y'all watch what Venus does. This is about the 11th or 12th video I've made that they messed up my sound. They've hacked my computers. I've got 4 computers out. I finally dug out an old computer. I might get to record a few videos on it with the sound where you can hear me talk. And but anyway, I'm gonna go in with this. Venus. There's a star right there called Regulus, the king star. And Venus goes into this the line of the tribe of Judah, which is Jesus Christ. I want you to watch what Venus does. It goes down. This is Hydra, another sea serpent. Jesus goes down and crushes the head of this serpent. So there's a lot of symbolism going on right now in the heavens. The heavens declare the glory. Then Venus goes back up to the ecliptic and goes and makes a conjunction again with Regulus, the king star. But watch what happens here. Well, Inky's going to come into the picture here. The comet, asteroid, whatever it is. See, 2P Inky comes in when this happens. It's just showing you that there's a story going on in the stars, sun, moon, and stars. God said there'll be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. The heavens declare his glory. The night uttereth speech. And that's that frequency I'm telling y'all about. If your ears are ringing, you are receiving information. Your brain is trying to decode that frequency into a language that you can understand. And it's not easy, I can tell you that. But Mars comes down here. See where Mars is at? The war. On the Virgo is Israel. Everybody that was born under that God created, our Creator, is where we came from. Virgo. No matter whether you was born in Gemini, Taurus, that you still came from the womb of Virgo. But see, there's Inky comes right in there, comes out of the line of the tribe of Judah, and goes into Virgo. Goes through a womb, just as the sun did. But anyway, thank y'all for coming to this video. This is going to be part 1. I just want y'all to remember where Mars is at in this video, because I'm going to show you again who's in this war. And thank y'all for coming to my video. I hope this video takes. I've done it. This is my second time on this video. I'm trying to hurry so I can at least make a few videos. That's really important for this time that we're in. Satan is getting his head crushed, has had his head crushed, and not only that, Jesus crushed, he crushed the head. We represent, if you're a child of a son of God, or a child of God, a woman of God, or a daughter of God, then you represent somebody You're a representative of the someone in heaven. You just like me. Y'all seen it. I've got a king image on my thumb. It's from my DNA. I'm not boasting. I try to do it as humbly as I can. I've told God a million times, if I'm do something wrong, God, you take that away from me. I mean, take it off my thumb. It's on my right thumb, and um, nobody can understand the burden. I mean, I don't consider it a burden really, but other people will call it a burden because there's things that I have to do that nobody in this world would have done. I've talked to God every day since I was 5 years old. I talked to Him telepathically, and because that's the way it began. It was in the beginning telepathically. There really was no such thing as a written alphabet during Adam and Eve. It was they communicated telepathically. You could hear inside. You could hear the words inside your brain. And when you dig into the historical documents, you start seeing that there's a lot of things been hid from the church. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you're with the church. You know, I asked God. I didn't start when I was 50 years old. When I started waking up to things that God was showing me, that I believe God was showing me, I was kind of frustrated at God. I said, "Why did you let me be deceived, God?" Because about 50% of my thoughts that I had been programmed to believe, were not true. And it was like I didn't get an answer for a while because I was frustrated. Because I tried to live a true life to my Creator, but when it's got down to this time, and I see that the whole world's been deceived, there's a great deception going on. I don't care if you go to church or you don't go to church, one way or another, you have been deceived probably about 50%. If you're in the world, you're a pagan, or you're a Christian, you're an atheist, you've been deceived. And the world has programmed you to do that, and it's hard to break free from that deception. And I'm just saying, we're in a war down here, folks. It's coming to an end. I don't know exactly when. I'm not a date caller or anything like that. I have some dates in mind because of the signs in the heavens, but I just don't announce a date or anything like that, really. Like, this is going to happen so and so, this is going to happen so and so. I believe if it gets to that time that God wants me to give a date, I'll give one. But I just don't see that, I really don't see that. But I want to thank y'all for coming to my video. I hope this video takes. I'm going to do a part 2 and a part 3 of this one because I've got a lot of information that I've gained over the past 2 or 3 months of this war that I'm in. And I believe I can prove who I am, not that I want to, but nobody's going to announce it but me, because the rest of the world's been programmed by the churches, by the culture. That's another thing. God says, "I change not. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever." The culture changes and programs you to believe the culture that you're in. You're believing in the humanism culture. We have to think in the spiritual culture of God, um, because we're a spirit in a human body, an avatar, a host body, however you want to call it. We're a spirit, and we have to think of God's ways. His ways are not our ways. So we got to get out of that human way of thinking. We got to lean more to our spiritual way of thinking, because we've been programmed to be a human. Jesus Christ come to fix it, where we could go back to the spiritual way of thinking. And you've been trained by this culture. You can go to islands, and they people that don't wear clothes. They do all kinds of stuff to their bodies and stuff. Big giant holes in their ears and stuff like that. That's the culture that's programming them like that, to do that. And it's religious rituals. Most of it is satanic rituals, if you ask me. But anyway, thank y'all for coming to my video. I'm going to ask you to share and like my videos, and I hope everyone has a great day.